Hey folks, this is Grandison Shines, Communication Confidence Coach and Trainer here at Seduire International. Thank you very much for watching this video. Today I'm going to give you a high-level overview of our program, so stay tuned to the end of the video so you can know where to send information if you like to get more content or information regarding a program for your organization, okay? So verbal and nonverbal communication confidence, leadership communication confidence, 42 different soft skills or leadership skills is what we focus on. I'll talk more about the communication confidence here in a moment. But this is the soft skill program that makes you thrive as an effective leader in order to boost productivity, increase employee satisfaction, escalate customer loyalty, and what we're supposed to do with our business, grow bottom line profitability. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, business growth. So let's talk about my quote here that I always say in our seminars, I always say in our webinars, and I communicate often. You always show up communicating, and you show up communicating with a level of confidence. And unfortunately, there's no separating the two. So how you show up in your appearance, how you show up when you walk, how you show up when you sit, how you show up when you stand, power posing, power walking, everything that is a learned behavior, there's no separating that. You're always communicating when you're doing something like that, but there's no separating that from your confidence. And so I always like to really position this for our clients to see, because then they realize why we start focusing on communication confidence. So soft skills, how important are soft skills? So we take a quick look at some articles out there. I encourage you to do your research yourself online. But here we talk about 5 different soft skills every entrepreneur needs to master, right? And then it talks about soft skills to help your career hit big time if you're an employee. Take a look at this one. This one's really important because if you know anything about digital transformation, definitely should look that up if you're not familiar with it, with automation and artificial intelligence. But check this out. This says the future workplace will rely on soft skills. Why? Because automation and artificial intelligence will result in greater proportions of jobs relying on soft skills. And thanks to cutting edge technology, tasks that require hard skills are becoming more obsolete. At least they're continuing to decline, making soft skills a differentiator in the workplace. So you have to differentiate yourself, and it behooves us to understand how soft skills really play into your escalation and current competency and your career. So here's another article that talks about why it's important to develop soft skills. Soft skills are an essential part of finding, attracting, and retaining clients. Yes, exactly. You have to retain clients. You use soft skills to do this. If you're a leader, check this out. Top 6 leadership soft skills you should teach your employees. Right? Number 1 being communication. And then finally, a person's body language can often be more important than what he or she is actually saying. Now, you have to understand how to read body language. You can't just read one thing. It's like a sentence. You read it all together to get the total content and context. So understanding how soft skills play an important role into your career growth, your entrepreneurial growth as a business, maintaining, finding, and attracting clients. We teach that here at Seduire, and there's a science to understand how to do that. So communication, let's define that right quick. So what we focus on are the verbal communication, the nonverbal communication, and the visual communication, which can also be rolled up into number 2. But we always distinguish that in its totality or its celerity, because visual communication is important. So the act or process of using words, sounds, behaviors, body movements, right, to express an idea, to express a thought, to express a feeling to someone, that's exactly what communication is. And communication is a two-way street. Anytime you put someone or 2 people, a minimum of 2 people in a room, you can have at least one sender at one point in time, at least one message, and then a recipient on the other side. And we teach that everything is a duality with our program. So it's all about being aware of what you're communicating. It's also you also have to be aware about what the other person is communicating. So that's total communication, but it's always, always, always encompassed with confidence. So what is confidence? It's trust you have in your abilities, your qualities, and your judgments. We'll talk about the 3 realms of confidence in a moment, but your confidence can vary from situation to situation. That's why we've identified 12 different areas of confidence, and we'll talk about that shortly. So here is your organization. An organization that has people in it will always communicate. As you can see, the red arrows, you see vertical communication and you see horizontal communication. So shop floor to executive communication and vice versa, executive to shop floor communication. And then you have cross-departmental communication as well. And that's also embedded and encompassed with your products and services because you will be communicating that to clients. You're definitely going to be communicating to clients and customers. And you may also have to communicate with referral partners, vendors, contractors, competitors, those sorts of nuances as well within the business. So I'm hard pressed to find any area here where you will not be using communication. That's important to understand. So who are we? What is Seduire? We are a business mindset and training coaching company. We work specifically with mission-driven organizations that want to increase productivity and profitability. So we do this by leveraging and teaching verbal and nonverbal visual communication confidence, leadership communication confidence, because if you're a leader, you should be communicating and you always show up as a leader with a level of confidence, along with the 42 different soft skills that we have identified. So leaders like you can be more effective and influential in the workplace. Now, our communication confidence blueprint, I'll explain that in a moment, focuses on these 4 different things, what we call the 3 realms of communication confidence. We'll talk about that. The 12 areas of confidence. We do an assessment on this for every single client that comes in through the door. We have 7 different modalities of communication confidence. We'll talk more in depth about that. And then again, the 42 different soft skills. And so in order to embed the information, the tutelage that we teach, right, and all the information that will be transferred over to you, we leverage intense role play sessions and what we call social experiments. And it's important for you to not only have this embedded, but to further embed it by emphasizing, and we teach you how to execute social experiments. That's very, very important to continue your learning. So now we have the information on who we serve. Executives, managers, supervisors, and their team members to help them communicate stronger. It's all about developing those relationships and communicating stronger with more confidence vertically and horizontally within your organization. And again, we like to work with individuals, work with corporations, teams within the organizations that want to strengthen their communication with internal and external customers so you can increase productivity and profitability for the organization. So let's talk about our communication confidence blueprint. Now, one thing that's important to understand, I always talk about this as well, is that everything we teach is a learned behavior. It's not innate. I'll say it one more time. Everything that we teach is a learned behavior. It's not innate. You're not born knowing how to do this. And so we have a specific blueprint that we have. And here's a communication confidence training coaching program from a 10,000-foot view. We'll talk about each one of these individually in a moment. But this is the program. 7 different modalities, 42 different leadership skills for the communication confidence we use to transform, it's all about the transformation, our clients to be more confident and communicative leaders. So let's talk about our transformation confidence or communication confidence blueprint. First of all, you have to understand what communication confidence is. Then and only then can you increase communication confidence by the tools, tips, and information that we give you. We go further into mastering that, becoming a master at it, making it unshakable so that no matter what happens, it's then limitless. And that's when we talk about you being the teacher of the program as well, passing down information to your subordinates and people within your personal life as well. So we have to identify, and within you, I should say, we have 12 different areas of confidence. We have to identify where you are more confident, less confident. We focus on communication confidence, but most of the time, these other ones will come into play. We'll talk about those in our program individually. Questions often come up regarding them because communication is in every single one of these 12 areas that we talk about. The 3 realms of communication confidence. When you think about confidence, when confidence is mentioned, most people think self-confidence, but then they hardly ever think others' confidence or installation of confidence. I won't go into that in detail, but you can watch a video regarding that. It's a 4-part video series talking about communication confidence or the 3 realms of communication confidence. So go to seduireintl.com/leaders, put your information there. It'll come directly to your email inbox. To click on the link and it'll also revert over to the other page. So let's talk about the different soft skills that we have. 42 different soft skills. We focus on these 2 being the more prevalent. Communication skills, of course, are extremely important because you're always communicating. And then interpersonal skills, how to deal with a wide range of people in your organization, right now there's about 5 different organizations, or excuse me, generations within an organization, and we have to understand how to communicate effectively between all 5 of those. So we talk about the 5 parts of the self, and we lead with self-confidence because it is the most seen, it's the most visible, it's the one that you can assess. You can see someone walking across a parking lot, and you can assess their level of confidence, how they hold their head, how their posture, how their gait, how they walk, everything else. But we also get into the other 4 parts of the self, which is self-esteem, self-worth, self-image, and self-control, and it's all integrated with the program that we're talking about right now. But again, we lead with self-confidence, and self-control is a big portion of becoming a master of yourself and being a master communicator. We have the 5 parts of the authentic self: your mind, your will, your imagination, your emotions, and intellect. Understanding emotional intelligence, understanding how to utilize the imagination as a tool, and understand how to just be authentic, and understand how each one of these feed into you as a person and a leader and a manager and a person that is an entrepreneur. If you're a leader of any group, even your household, your mind, will, imagination, emotion, intellect always come into play, and you can utilize these tools, and they do come across on how you communicate and communicate with confidence. We talk about the 5 senses of the body. There's no way you can display confidence, or no way you can communicate without the body. And again, since we're focusing on nonverbal communication as well, the sight, the smell, the hearing, the touch, and the taste do come into play. We talk about these emphatically and how they are integrated with your communication confidence. We talk about the 4 essential factors of balance. Work-life balance is important. Understanding the 4 pillars here with balance, and you can't have balance without either one of these: the center of gravity, rigidity, height, and the base or the foundation. All 4 of these are important in order to have perfect balance. So when you look at communication confidence, or even let's just talk about confidence, on one swing of the pendulum on the extreme left side or right side may be low self-confidence. Right in the middle is self-confidence, a healthy level of self-confidence, and then right to the other side of the swing of the pendulum, you have arrogance, and you have to have that balance. You can't get into arrogance, and you can't also be into low self-confidence. Right there in the middle. And then we talk about the 5 levels of thinking. Most people in their lifetime never get past number 3, or the expressive thinking. Self-centered thinking, that's innate. It's all about you, especially when you're born. Then you finally get into a mindset where you're thinking of others. And then you finally get to a mindset also where you're more empathetic and sympathetic, and that's where the emotional intelligence comes into play. But most people don't get into the 4th level of thinking, which is energetic thinking, how to control energy, or how to tap into that energy, or how to protrude and portray your energetic and your confidence on demand, right? And then from there, it's all about having expansive level thinking. How do you think about everything in totality? We talk about this in depth in the program. And then finally, I actually say not finally, before finally, there's 6 principles of mastery. We talk about your 3 learning styles: audiovisual, kinesthetic, but we're talking about mastery. How do you master something? Do these 6 things: audiovisual, kinesthetic, meditation, repetition, and teach. And when we talk about meditation, it's just giving thought energy. You don't have to sit here in this meditative stance, but you do have to understand that you have to sit and don't do anything but give it thought energy. And then repetition, and then teaching someone else the skill sets as well. You get better and master it. And then finally, the 9 types of nonverbal communication: facial expressions, gestures, paralinguistics, proxemics, eye contact, haptics, appearance, artifacts, and symbols, and body language. How to utilize these effectively to create more business for your organization, how to create a better working environment, how to create and leverage relationships so that you can build your business, become the manager, the person, the executive that you're supposed to and wanting to be. So all these have an effect on how you communicate internally and externally with customers. So here's some information about what others are saying about our program. You can go to seduireintl.com and also click on the testimonials tab, and there in the testimonials tab you'll see and read more information about our program from other people. You can also watch some videos on that page as well about what people are saying about our program. And then if you want to get in contact with us, go to seduireintl.com/appointment, or send an email to g@seduireintl.com, and we will speak with you directly regarding a customized program for your organization. Thank you very much. Hope this video helps you. Thanks. Bye.